Right, everybody, you got to subscribe. You got to share it with your friends. Let's get some more Google juice pointing to this channel. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. We're just about to start today's session. We're going to take today's session wherever you inspire it. So if you're out there on the live stream, if you're brand new, if you're a regular, we're going to be about tapping into your best self, letting your best feelings grow, practicing the things that make you great, paying attention. Everybody, let's all take a deep breath and just decide, I'm going to be here as awesomely as I can right now. So we're going to start with our little ritual that this community has started. I'm going to ring this bell, and for everybody here, let's line up. And for those of you out on the live stream, I just invite you to imagine that you're entering a really special place. It's a time for you to set everything else aside and tap into your inner peace, find your strength, practice the feelings, the mindsets, the way of being that you really want to be. And I invite you, as you enter the temple, perhaps you'd like to have a moment just to find the enlightened being inside yourself.
I'm making like a spiritual circle that I'm gonna enter through.
Do whatever it takes to make this feel strong and awesome for yourself.
If you come into my consciousness this time, I don't know. I will know.
All right, so let's all just grab a spot on one of the cushions and welcome. So for those of you who are new, there'll be moments where I'm guiding, like when we have some meditation or some exercise. But during the discussions, and especially if I ask you to share or ask a question, dive in. Be as lively as you can. Ask whatever question's going to help you the most. If I say something and you don't feel like 100% yes, moved by it, ask me to make it more awesome for you. Or if you disagree with it or you're not sure about it, ask me. Hit me hard. I want the stuff that I share to be so obviously clear that you're like, yes, I now feel fully empowered to use my mind to be the best version of me. And if I say something like, hey, there's infinite peace inside of you, and you're like, well, that sounds ridiculous, ask me. And I want to explore it and like point out how we can get there. BG, you've got a question?
Yeah. I'm still confused with the Sattvic diet, if it's okay to eat onions or not.
The Sattvic diet is probably not a topic for us to dive into right at the start. Let's bring that up when we're in the middle of our session. I want to start by just setting the tone. But yeah, also when it comes to different diets and different lifestyles, I don't really want these classes to be prescriptive. I want to empower people to be awesome. I can share stuff that's helped me. I can share understandings of different cultures and different words, but I don't want anything to be taken as like, hey, that's what the way it is. But anyway, there's been a bit of a culture or a tradition here in the temple that we start by setting our intention. So I just want you to think about this time that we're spending together, and it's some special time for you. It's some special time for you. And why is it special? Because you're going to make it special. because you're going to make it special. So let's just take a moment to think, hey, I'm really dedicating, I'm really putting in that intention, that strength, that the ideas are here. I'm going to oomph them up. I'm going to feel them strongly. I'm going to let my imagination spark and feel good and be big. If there's an idea that I hear, it's a seed of something huge, I'm going to let my imagination explore how big it could be or how awesome it could be for me. Just set that intention that you're making this time great for you. Let's all just take a few deep breaths and make of that whatever you want. All right, and to those of you out in the live stream, it's great to have you here. Please also feel welcome. Feel like you're here with us. I'll be checking the chat, and I hope to answer or engage with whatever you guys have to share. So we generally have been starting with setting that intention and then a meditation. Now, for those of you who have meditated before, it's obvious why meditating feels good. It calms your mind. It makes you feel more present. But if you've never had a good meditation, like, why would you want to meditate at the start of an event? So I just mentioned that you can do these mental exercises that make you feel more focused, that make you feel stronger, that make you feel more open. For example, if I was to say to you, hey, there's a part of you that's really comfortable and confident wherever you go. Most people, it'll just be a thought that just flies past. But if you've been meditating and you've got yourself ready for it, and then I say to you, there's a part of you that's comfortable and confident wherever you go, it's like you're ready to envisage that. You're ready to feel it. So we meditate to get ourselves ready to make good ideas awesome. BG?
I watched a video on Jordan Peterson today talking about what meditation does. And he boiled it down to the very essence of the atoms being in alignment with the molecules, being in alignment with the organs, the body, then the other people, then the planet. So it's essentially like a cosmic alignment all the way from the lowest point of what we know is to be a particle all the way to the galaxies. And he also said, like, when you meditate, you can pinpoint specific locations that are misaligned. So my question is, how can you pinpoint those locations of misalignment within the body?
So I'm not going to say that all meditation creates that whole alignment. That's one thing that some people experience sometimes. Sometimes people meditate and they just feel kinder, or they just relax. But then to look at your question, how do you pinpoint misalignment? I think if you are holding the idea that you would like to have things in alignment, if you're holding the idea of my values and my habits and what affects me and what affects my community and what affects the world, if you're meditating and trying to have your values and your life in alignment, it will just become clear to you. If I was trying to describe yoga to somebody, and I don't have full body tracking, but just right now I'm standing on one leg. So imagine I'm standing on one leg and I'm talking to you about learning balance. If you're not actually practicing balance, you're not going to feel what it's like for your body to sense it. So I could describe seeing where things aren't in alignment, but really the best thing is to experience it. If in the meditation today you set that intention to feel that your values and your actions are in alignment for your best self, for the people around you, for your wider community and for the world, you will allow your consciousness to explore those ideas and see where things aren't in alignment. And the atoms all being lined out with the cosmos, it's a very mystical way of saying it. I try to make things here as practical and actionable as I can. So I hope that even though I keep it real, you see that that's also like cosmically awesome. Great. So, one thing I want to add before we start our meditation is that I was saying how meditation is great to start before we have a discussion about mind training. But actually, it's not just great for these sessions. Having a little meditation, even if it's 30 seconds before different activities, can always benefit you. Before you go out and have a game of sport, spend a minute to imagine pushing that little bit harder, being that more focused. Before you go to a party, clear your mind and think of fun and happiness and meditate on expressiveness and joy. Before you have an exam, meditate on how you'd like to read, how you'd like your memory to think about the questions, how you want to feel as you write. How do you deal when you've got the answer perfectly? How do you deal when the answer doesn't come to you straight away? Before you have a big conversation with someone, have a little meditation. How do I want this to go? You can actually prime your mind, prime your feelings, set yourself up that you are more ready to show up how you choose to. So yes, we're going to do a big meditation to show up to this session, to be ready to inspire and transform yourself. But I encourage you to do the same thing every hour or two in each thing that you do in your life. All right, so with that intro, let's jump into our starting meditation. Excellent. And Oliver says hello together. And good thing the sound's working this time. Just to explain, Oliver, jumping from different VR headsets, I didn't have the settings lined up in my streaming software and on the PC or the Quest and in VrChat. So I had to have all three set up like in the same. So now I'm just sticking to this headset every time. But yeah, great to have you here. Right now I'm in the Valve Index. I find that whenever I can, having the PC and the higher quality headset, yeah, I just love it that way.
It's the way to go.
Absolutely. All right, so welcome to everybody, especially those of you who just arrived. I was just giving an intro about what is the purpose of meditation. And BG made a point. He was saying, well, some people say meditation is this. But I actually don't think that there is real meditation. To me, meditation is anything we do where we're focusing our mind for something. So there is relaxation meditation. There's kindness meditation. There is meditation that makes you feel connected with the universe. There's meditation that makes you feel ready to have an awesome game of sport. So we're going to do a guided meditation that's going to start with just calming down the mind, calming yourself, just getting ready to be as awesome as possible. That positive ideas, the goodness you'll be ready to take whatever I say and make it as awesome as you can for yourself. And if we have any little kids in the temple with making noises, I just invite you that whatever you hear, just let it entertain you, but watch yourself staying focused on the meditation. So everybody, bring your head to the front, close your eyes, take a slow deep breath. Notice where your mind's at. If you've meditated a bunch, maybe boom, you're already here, totally in my voice, totally in the breath. If you're new to meditation, maybe you still haven't closed your eyes. Or maybe you've closed your eyes and you're like, what's going on? Just notice your mind. And then notice bringing your attention onto your breath. And we're just practicing focusing. And as you take a deep, relaxing breath, focus on the feeling of calm, peace, you feel your mind, your body, and your feelings all calming down. And that was only 1 or 2 breaths, and maybe you're already feeling that shift in how you feel, and that's amazing. So I invite everybody just to feel a couple more slow, peaceful breaths, and each breath you take, enjoy the relaxing, soothing part of the breath. Imagine if you'd been practicing this so much that as soon as you decided to have a relaxing breath, your whole body just let go, every muscle fell into perfect peace. Whatever you were thinking or feeling just dropped away, and you became this infinite ocean of tranquility. And for the next few breaths, just imagine that you could just do that, how that would feel. And as you notice where your attention is, watch what it's like to go more into peace, calm, spaciousness. And for some of us, just little by little, each breath feels better. Just a little more. Maybe every few breaths there's a dip into a deeper sense of calm, or this big wave, and wow, I didn't even notice, but suddenly I feel so much more at peace. Some of you may also be noticing what it is to shift, to take that idea of infinite peace and just go into it. And perhaps there are enlightening epiphanies as you transform your consciousness. And now we're all going to go even deeper into meditation. So I just invite you to notice your hands and maybe move them a little, or if they're already relaxed, just decide to let them be even more still. And as you scan through your fingers, just feel each muscle and sensation in the fingers, in the thumbs, the backs of the hands and the palms of the hands. There are many explanations why, but to me that doesn't really matter. For some reason, moving our attention through our body, we can make amazing relaxation. And as we let our bodies become very still and calm, it can create profound altered states of consciousness. So as you feel all your fingers in both hands, notice, are you feeling them? Is your mind seeing them? How are you experiencing your hands? What sensations are you feeling? And then take a few deep breaths and feel the sensations in your hands. Feel more at peace, more still. And then we bring our attention up into our wrists and up through the arms. And notice how your attention moves. Is it bringing the nice feelings with it? Or is it feeling the different places and then filling them up with the nice feelings? Maybe you're feeling relaxation or spaciousness. Some people start to feel really enjoyable tingles or magnetic feelings or flowing, swirling waves. Some people see colors. So you're just feeling your arms and your hands and enjoying the peaceful, beautiful feelings that are flowing more and more. Then take a very deep breath and feel that going up into the shoulders. And then another even deeper breath, like the lungs expand so much they're massaging the muscles inside your shoulders. And then letting it all relax. And just enjoy the feeling in your shoulders and your arms. Another deep breath to feel your lungs and the muscles in your back. Another deep breath. Feel your abdomen and your lower back. Feel your hips and your legs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, your toes. And we'll scan up again through the toes, up through the feet, through the ankles, up through the legs, up through the hips, up through your torso, up through the arms and the fingers, the elbows, through the chest and the shoulders, up through the neck, the back of the head, the jaw, the ears, the cheeks, the nose. You should take a deep breath into the nose. And feel the space around your eyes and your eyelids, and your forehead, your temples, and the top of the head. And feel the whole of your head. Imagine your face and your whole head just feeling peaceful. The look on your face is calmness, tranquility. Then feeling the whole of the head and the whole of the body. Just enjoy whatever sensations you've created. And feeling the whole of your body, the whole of your mind, your feelings. As you just take a few breaths and let your whole self go deeper into peace and tranquility. It's such a short little meditation. So a few minutes, we made ourselves feel so good. And perhaps you learned about how you guide your awareness, or the power of different ideas, the power of your meditation, the power of your imagination. And if there's any part of you that could really use some love, or to just be let go of, just to dissolve away, to make spaciousness and ease, or to feel cared for, let's just take a minute to imagine that meditation going through your whole self, every part of you. Peace, care, and love. Imagine if you'd mastered meditation and you could craft any feeling or state of mind. Please grab a seat. And just letting that goodness move through your whole meditation. And I'll be quiet for just one more minute so you can watch your mind, you can guide your mind, do with this meditation, do with your consciousness, whatever you feel inspired to do. And then just to wrap up, I want you to notice, what did you do in the last minute? How did you direct your mind, or what did you notice about your consciousness? And then remember the whole of the meditation, the body scan, but then the time before that of the breath and moving into peace. Remember some nice feelings or some nice ways that you moved your consciousness. Perhaps it was a suggestion I gave, or the way that you followed the suggestion, or the way you guided your own mind. Just take a moment to reflect, learning how to be the architect, the designer, the programmer, the creator of your own consciousness.
I'm not sure what happened, but music stopped.
Somebody came in and did it. I thought I'd just leave it off for a little while and see how it changed the experience. Now, I'm really curious. In the last minute where I invited you to do whatever you'd like, I'd love to hear what you did in that minute. And afterwards, I'm going to ask people to share nice moments or feelings or anything from the rest of the meditation. So just take a moment to remember your highlights from the meditation or just a feeling you'd like to share. And also, what did you do in the last minute? All right, Fluffy, what did you do in that last minute?
I actually thought about my fingertips. The feeling in my fingertips. You know, people like my science teacher has once said that the fingertips always has no feeling. You cannot feel anything within your fingertips. It
Mm-hmm.
almost has no feeling. And to me, I can feel the slightest feeling in my body scan. I can feel a tiny sensation even when I go to touch my fingers. But in that moment, when I scan my fingers, it felt so small, and yet it doesn't seem impossible that your fingertips doesn't it doesn't seem impossible that your fingertips have feelings. Because
It's funny
I don't
because if
know.
I very gently touch the thing next to me, the chair, just with the tip of my fingertips, I can feel it. So I'm not sure what your science teacher
Yeah.
means, but as I listen to what you said, I'm just remembering times where I've done a body scan and just really noticed beautiful sensations somewhere, and I'm just really glad you
Yeah.
got to have that moment.
Mhm.
And I'm glad you're thinking about science and applying it to yourself. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Would anyone else like to share what they did in that last minute when I said, do with this whatever you'd like to do? Come on, BG. Hit us.
Oh, you're gonna put me on the spot, man. I knew it.
Come on.
Oh, I just,
Pat's
I
saying
just
something.
visited a friend. Jungle, you wanna go, bud?
Oh, you said you were.
Oh, Cat was saying something.
Oh. Did the words pop up? I was just waiting for Kat to finish typing because. Oh.
Yeah, they popped up on my screen.
Oh, I can't see
Yeah.
them.
She had an overwhelming feeling of joy.
Hey.
Focusing on her grandfather.
Thank you, Django, and thanks for sharing, Kat. Well, one thing that I do really like about meditation is it makes space to care and appreciate, or to. I'm not sure what you were doing as you were focusing on them, but I am quite confident that most of the time when we think of people in meditation, it's pretty good in some way. BG, did you read that she had an overfeeling of joy, or that you were just sharing your thing as well?
Yeah, I read what she did.
Why did I not
My
see
friend
it?
was visiting a friend.
I saw 3 dots,
I'm not
red
sure.
dots, and the words never came up. So, Kat, I'm sorry I didn't catch what you typed. But I'm glad the rest of the team saw it. Go community. Yep. And
Yeah.
BG, you said you were thinking of a friend. It's kind of cool that you're both doing something
Yeah.
similar.
I was hanging out with them today, and for the first time in months, like in real life. So I revisited a few of our memories from high school. Listening on the 1 minute thingy.
Makes me think about, we were talking about finding peace, and then you guys were imagining people. So for someone who hasn't experienced meditation or hasn't had much time in meditation, I guess I want to say my thoughts around that is that sometimes it's just great to relive memories. When you're in meditation, your mind can be just so much more vivid. So perhaps it actually felt like you were back in high school hanging out with them, or
Yeah.
you got to spend time again with your great-grandfather. And to me, that's amazing that these memories are still within us so vividly, and that meditation is a tool to tap into them and relive them. Sometimes in meditation, people will think of others and actually transform how they feel. Perhaps you've been angry or upset or hurt, and you can think of someone and bring understanding to the situation, or to bring kindness and care to the situation. Sometimes you can...
When you mention that same friend, it did instill a lot of hurt and pain. So you can always revisit the memory and, imagine it in a positive way. Kind of like rewrite it.
Yeah, my thoughts around most of the kids in my school was horrible, because there had been some people who teased me a lot. And then after I started meditating, I realized that most of the kids hadn't teased me. And even though they hadn't stood up against the bullies, they were quiet. And standing up against bullies is hard. And I used to think that meant they all hated me. But when I meditated and I was just like thinking about it with peace, I was like, well, actually, it's probably everyone's just going through their own thing. And it made me have a lot more peace towards all the people. And after doing a bunch of kindness meditation, I was even able to change how I felt and remembered the bullies.
Forgiveness is key.
And as for spending time with family members, that can also be a really good way to not just think of that person, but to feel love and care for the whole of your family, or for more of the network of your family. So Kat, I'm not sure if you wrote anything else. I didn't see it pop up. But please try and share. And oh yeah, I can see you typing, but I see red dots. Why do I see red dots? Normally I see
think
white
you gotta enable
dots.
the menu. I think you gotta go on your settings.
So
Wait.
you gotta go in your settings.
But normally I see
In the
white
chat
dots.
box, you have to set it to everyone, because otherwise you have it only set to friends by default.
Got it. So I go into settings, and I go to where?
Chat box.
Chat box. Local chat box visibility. Everybody. Awesome. Thank you. So to anyone out there on the live stream, one thing I love about being in VR is there's so many amazing features. Just there. Is it working? Yes, I can see you now, Kat. Thank you. So I just, as a team, they just helped me. And there's so many features and things you can do in VR. If you had to figure out by yourself, would be kind of hard. But being here together, it's so good how quickly you can learn stuff. Like, I've had times hanging out with people who build worlds and who build these characters. And it's just lovely how having this environment together, we get to create it. And why am I bringing attention to that? I love VR. Everyone should try VR. But even to those of you here in VR, I want you to think about how having a meditation team is similar to that. We learn how to program more awesome worlds in our mind. We learn how to reprogram our kindness or our confidence or our peace. Somebody's made an avatar of super confidence, and you can clone that avatar. We are brain programmers together here, and we can learn and share awesome stuff with each other.
We got the best export in the house.
Huh.
All right, I want to ask again, would anyone else like to share either what you did in the last minute, or just how you felt in the whole of the meditation, or anything else you'd like to share from your experience from the meditation? Oh wow, I didn't know I could turn that off. Which one looks better?
I mean, I like the sign, but this actually looks much more natural to me.
Cool. Let's
Without
try
the
this
sign.
for a little while. Django, could you describe
Yeah.
your peak moment from the meditation?
Peak moment, focusing on gratitude overall for the people I do have in my life. 'Cause I was telling some friends here that I had a rough weekend. So overall with how people been acting in a lot of virtual worlds, just how nasty they've been acting, and just feeling more grateful about the people that I am friends with, and just sticking with that and get sort of feeling, because gratitude is one of the strongest feelings that I can aspire to personally. So that's mostly what I've been focusing on.
Sorry to hear about those people, but I'm also so glad that you've got people you're
Sorry.
grateful for. And,
Yeah.
if we focus on the people who are kind to us, that can fill up our world, and the other people are insignificant.
Amen.
Right.
Thanks for sharing, Django.
I
BG?
had a
welcome.
realization. If someone's like negative and stuff to you, and you're not gonna respect them. So if there's no respect, there's no validity to their opinion, essentially. But it does still suck to be in their presence, yes. But always focus on the good, and more good will come.
So, one thing I'm trying to create here is this idea that there's no thing or no brain program or perspective that is right. Anything could be possible. So you just shared the idea of like, hey, if they're rude, it's not worth the respect, so their thing's not valid. That may be a very helpful thought. I want to share some other thoughts that may also be helpful. So perhaps you could kind of just distance yourself from them and the feelings they said, and just ask yourself, what could I do right now to make this situation more fun for everybody? Totally different question than what many people would ask themselves. But just by thinking about it differently, you may come up with completely different ways of reacting or ways of feeling. Or you could ask yourself, how do I get into situations where there's more people that I love and I have a great time? If you're feeling really strong and empowered, you could be asking yourself, what is the most enlightening way that I could plant some seeds into that person's mind to make them kinder? If you're feeling really strong, you could ask yourself, what can I take from what they said and turn into a brain program that will just make me way more awesome?
Yeah, I like that.
I definitely had a few years where I took the idea that, I'm not saying this idea is correct, it's just an idea that I entertained for quite a while, is that everybody is an enlightenment teacher for me. So any person I'm talking to, I try to learn a bit more happiness, a bit more coolness, a bit more calm, some attitude or perspective that will make me better, whether it's a homeless person, a CEO, everyone in between. Every interaction, I could find something that I could learn, that I could add to me to make me better. And if you're entertaining that idea enough, that will be just this helpful, nice feeling filter on every interaction you have. I'm glad that I'm being reminded of that here, because it's maybe something I will keep telling myself so that I start to look through that lens again, because it was a pretty nice way of being. And Django, I hope you're also grateful to be here. We're glad you're here, and we hope we're making a space that
Yeah.
feels good for you.
Yeah, quite nice, thank you.
All right. Oh, Oliver says, I'm much more visible without the sign behind me. And he likes the sign. Well, there we go. We got both options. I'm going to zoom in on me a little bit. Woo. Check it out. I'm a movie producer. Can you guys see my arms glitching out? There's something really weird about my tracking today.
A little bit.
Yes.
More like the torso too.
Anyway. All right. Now I want to open it up to everybody. Our cat. You became the DJ. I've actually been a DJ. And one thing that I love to do is, as you're setting up a dance floor, dancing can be quite a meditative experience. And if I get on the mic and I'm like, this song is just going to warm us up. And that song, just people are thinking about warming up. And the next song, I'm like, every step you take, just feel into your peace or into your bliss. And then a few songs later, you can be like, yeah, pumping your hands in the air, just lifting up the vibe. And it's wild how dancing can just be a way to just let your imagination and your feelings fly. And, you know, another DJ could play the same set. People have a good time. But just throwing in these few suggestions, how it can transform so many people's experiences. And I invite all of you to think about how you could do the same thing for people, whether you're DJing or you're just hanging out with people, just dropping nice suggestions wherever you go that just make things nicer, better, empowering or enlightening for people. Decrepit, I saw you typed hue, but I don't understand. Does anyone know what that means?
No, just a laugh.
Ah, cool. Excellent. All right. People on the live stream, people here, anything else you'd like to share from the meditation or any questions? Commander, you just joined us. We did a meditation, which is just a brain training exercise, learning how to feel relaxing breaths and make that feeling better and better. And then we did a body scan, which is a technique to make your body really relax. Can I ask everybody, when we did the body scan, can I see with a wave, did your body feel relaxed or calm or nice? Pretty much everybody. Now I also want to ask, when your body was feeling that, did you also notice your mind or your feelings also felt more relaxed or more still or felt better? Many of you. So it's good to see that the body scan was relaxing physically for basically everybody, and it felt good mentally and emotionally for most of us. So, BG.
Can we do a meditation to connect with the universe?
Let me put my thinking cap on, because I try to make everything we do here be accessible to everybody. And connecting with the universe might feel real for you. It might make sense for you. But for some people, I think it might not make sense. So I'll try and think of a...
I'm not internally ready to feel that vibe from the universe yet. I'm not really ready, but until I know I am, I'll let you know.
Ooh. Fair enough.
So, I'm not even sure what Fluffy's imagining the vibe from the universe is. So I guess that's why I got to put on my thinking cap to try and find a way to do that in a way that's great for everyone.
Or uniting with fellow humans.
Yeah.
That could be a way, I think.
One meditation that I've definitely enjoyed that I think is accessible to everybody is, right now you're sitting here in the temple. A lot of the time our mind is just in our own head. Like, we're not even sometimes aware of the people around us. And so practicing being aware of the space we're in helps us just be more present. And then there can be this really nice meditation where you feel the whole building that you're in, and then the whole neighborhood, and then the whole city. And you just practice feeling everybody. And for some people, that then makes them want to get involved in local government or civil society. For some people, it just gives them this feeling of confidence and strength. But then you expand it out even bigger, and you see the whole country, and then see the world. And, for some people, that'll make them feel more environmentally considerate, or a greater peace and kindness to all of humanity, or all of the different species, or perhaps it'll just give them a sense of peace, like, the whole planet is okay. Whatever was going on in my head, just change perspective, and things are fine. And then sometimes people do the same meditation and think of the solar system, or the Milky Way, and all of those suns. Like, the sun's such a big deal for us, it heats the whole planet. The Milky Way is what, millions or billions? I should know that. But so many suns, we're just all swirling around together. Like, just feeling the epicness of that can be really inspiring. And then they expand it out and know that there is more galaxies than there are grains of sand on the earth. And just imagining how big that is can be really empowering or inspiring for people. And I hope that little pseudo meditation that we just did, you can see that that's done in a way that was just real, with no like connecting with it. It's just contemplating it. And if you want to add connecting with it to what I just said, that can be done as well. But before we jump into any closing meditations, and I may guide us through that for our closing meditation, I want to just continue the discussion for a little more. Love to hear people's thoughts or questions that have arisen. Has anyone got a really juicy question?
Would Buddha really have ascended?
Decrepit, was that you?
Yes.
What do you mean by ascended?
I don't know. Reach nirvana. Enlightenment, whatever.
Okay, so from my understanding is that to live without suffering is definitely achievable. He taught a lot of people to get into a state of mind they were aware enough that their approach to each moment and their perspective, if here's a spectrum of feelings that most people feel, and here's suffering and here's happiness, some people go, pretty deep down into pretty bad feelings, and then sometimes people go up into a lot of joy. But actually the distance that the positive spectrum can go, especially if you meditate on it, it's like epic. And yeah, I'm sure that he moved himself so that the least of his feelings was still awesome, and he helped a whole bunch of people go there. Certain of that. I lived with a monk in the Scottish Highlands for a while, and he defined as enlightenment as it's not like a fixed thing. It's just whatever people think is kind of impossible. So you take some people who are just full of hatred, and then they meet someone who's pretty kind, kinder than anyone they know. They could be like, whoa, that person's enlightened. And then you take a bunch of people who are already kind, and then they meet a saint, and they're like, whoa, that's so loving. I couldn't be that loving, and that's enlightened. Then you take a bunch of saints, and then you have somebody who writes some books that changes billions of people's lives, and they're like, well, that's enlightened. So yeah, his definition of enlightenment is always just like, just over the horizon. So yeah, was Siddhartha more awesome and more aware than most people are? Yes, easily. And I certainly want every one of you to get into those states and keep practicing, intentionally cultivating and creating the mind that you choose, and that you choose epic equanimity, beautiful peace, watching your consciousness in each moment and choosing the attitudes and the reactions that you want. And if you keep envisaging awesome ways of being, that's what your mind's going to become. And if you practice moment to moment awareness, and in each moment just choose be awesome now, be awesome now, be awesome now, and infuse that with I get to create it to be epic. Yeah, I want you to have many, many moments of that, or all moments of that. I keep saying that I try to make these sessions real, grounded, practical. People talk about enlightenment or nirvana in like mystical terms. But yeah, I think if you just turn it into stuff that is real, then I think that's even more awesome. Did he get to a state where he had compassion and kindness for all beings? Probably. Is that doable? Yes, I've met many, many people who have love and compassion for all beings. Every one of you, I encourage you to do half an hour of compassion meditation every day for a month. And I'm pretty sure you'll all get to the state where you have love for all beings. BG, is that a comment or another question?
Question.
Let's just Decrepit, what do you think of what I just said? Hold the question for a second, BG.
I don't know. There's like the different levels of liberation, right? Different rebirths until there is no more.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't believe in any of that stuff anymore. And when I hear the idea of rebirth now, I think of, me compared to how I was a few months ago. So much has changed. Me compared to who I was 5 years ago, everything's changed. Me compared to 5 years before that, everything's changed. But all the things I practiced and the things I did set up that next life. And then they set up the next one. So, I think you really should just be trying to think, what can you do that makes your mind as awesome as possible? Or how can you live to have the most epic impact on the planet? We don't know if rebirth is true. We don't know what afterlife is true or not true. But we do know this world is true, and we know the people around us are real, and we know what you do impacts others. So be as awesome at that as possible.
I agree.
Awesome. BG, what was your question?
Awesome sauce.
How do you practice compassion meditation?
That is a beautiful question. There are a couple of traditional forms, and after I did the traditional form a bunch of times, I noticed some ways that I did it that kind of spontaneously arose. So I'll share some of my stuff as well as the traditional form. So the traditional form is to actually, I don't even want to say the traditional form. The traditional form I was first exposed to. I've been in other traditions where they have other forms too. But yeah, one of the common traditions is to think of someone who's very close to you. And then there's some exercises you can do as you think of them. Either it's like just feel love and kindness, or you say to yourself, I wish you to be free from suffering. I wish you to have joy. So yeah, you do whatever that kindness practice is for someone who you already love. It's easy to love them, and you grow that love. And then you think of an acquaintance, a friend who's not a best friend. You do the same thing. I wish you to be free from suffering. I wish you to be happy. And you just let that feeling grow. And then you go to a stranger, and then you go to perhaps someone who's hurt you, or someone who you had negative feelings towards. And you just expand that compassion out. Now, what is that exercise of growing the compassion? Some people will say those lines. I wish you to be free from suffering. I've found that with the people that I care about, just focusing on the feeling of caring and then making that feeling grow is what has worked best for me. And, whenever I talk about meditation, really learning how to concentrate on something and give it a lot of time and make it grow, that's where the real power is. I could say, think of someone you care about. You have a moment you care about them. The care grew a little bit. But if you focus on that feeling and just keep bringing your feelings and attention into that, a few seconds of that, you'll be like, oh yeah, I really do feel good about that person, or I really feel grateful for that person. And so you concentrate on the care, and you can make it more beautiful. You can make it more expressive. And let me just... Actually, I would really love to guide a compassion meditation right now. Does that sound good for everybody?
Yay.
And I'll mix in a little bit of the universe for you too, BG.
Thanks, man.
All right, Kat, I'll just wait for what you were writing before we jump into the meditation. All right, Commander's having a little stretch before we meditate. I just encourage everyone to have a little stretch. Get comfortable, feel good, maybe have a little jiggle. Maybe
Those, elastic bands.
maybe stretching up and like thinking
Thank you for
about...
coming, Kat.
Oh, I need to go. Oh, Kat, thank you so much for joining us. I run these sessions every week at the same time. I'd love for you to join us again. Many of the sessions are up on our YouTube channel. Check them out, share them with people, and I hope today was really helpful for you.
Yeah. Thank you, Kat.
All right, so I encourage everybody to mute their microphone for the meditation.
This guy's got a knife out. I think he's trolling.
That's all right. We're meditating on love for all beings right now.
It will rub off on him.
Exactly. So we're going to close our eyes anyway. So all the virtual will just disappear. So let's all just check in with your body, have a little jiggle, a little stretch, and then let your body become still. Feel your eyes and let them become heavy and close. Take a really deep breath. Remember the nicest relaxing feelings from the earlier meditation. Remember the sensations through your body. We'll take just a few more deep breaths with the idea of moving into meditation. Getting into the place where all the other thoughts, everything else just disappears, and you're ready to really choose to go into the compassion meditation. And just as a way to sweep away everything else, I want you to feel your breath. Feel that spot in the nose. I'm going to take 5 strong breaths and try to hold your attention in that breath for the whole 5 breaths. Hear it. Hear it so much that it drowns out all the other thoughts. Your whole attention is in the breath. And then stay with the breath, just breathing as you let the breath settle and you let the mind settle. And then we move into our compassion meditation. So I invite you to think of a dear friend or family member and if a few people have come to mind, you're really lucky. And I invite you just to pick one person. Just for the start of this meditation, we pick just one person. And imagine if that person knew right now that you had chosen them. And maybe that already gives you a feeling of warmth and love in your heart. And imagine if you were looking at them and they saw you smiling at them and feeling care for them. Imagine if they knew right now that you were caring for them. And as you feel them receiving your care, probably makes you feel even warmer and kinder. And then you send them an even more caring feeling. And so for some of you, that can just set up this spiral of more and more caring, this growing feeling of more joy and love shared between you and that person. And if you're in that spiral of compassion, it's just growing and growing, great. Just stay there. And just keep enjoying that beautiful feeling. You can throw in some more joy, some more love, some laughter, some happiness, some pure caring and kindness. Just keep going with that growing feeling of love. And for other people, if that spiral's not carrying you up in there, as you look at this person, I just want you to ask yourself, well, do I hope this person feels okay? And I hope the answer is just a very solid yes. And just breathe into how nice that is, that every part of you wants this person to feel okay. And do I want this person to feel cared for? To not feel alone? And if I knew this person was suffering, how much would I want to help them be free from suffering? Just let yourself feel that care, that wish for them to be okay. Take some deep, beautiful breaths and just cherish the caring, the kindness. And then make the meditation real. You can imagine that they're seeing you're smiling and caring. But imagine that you're actually there with them. And next time you see them, you've already practiced. They're going to feel this warmth and care that you created. Perhaps it'll be in the tone of your voice, or the smile, or the patience you have for them. Let yourself feel that you've actually created more care and kindness with both of you. And it feels beautiful that you've practiced it for yourself and you've actually cultivated it as a gift for them. And now I want you to think of another good friend or another close family member. And if there's a few people, just pick one now. So you've got that person. And as you look at them, remember all the nice feelings you just made And imagine you just giving it to them as a present. And you've just doubled the kindness that you've created in this meditation. And they're receiving all the love. I'm feeling a warm feeling in my heart. Maybe you are too. I'm feeling a little smile. I'm feeling a gentleness and a caring. And as you look at this person, you just feel this caring, this wishing for them to be okay. I want you to imagine looking into their eyes and see everything that they've thought and felt today. And as you see all of them, just let yourself feel the caring and the kindness and the understanding for every part of them. Makes me really want to tell this person how much I love them and care about them. And then I want you to imagine looking a little deeper. Not just all of them from today. See all of them from this week. See their experience and their memories of all the conversations they've had with you over the last month. Look a little deeper and see all of the conversations and feelings and thoughts and experiences they've had this year. Or through their whole life. And as you look at their whole self, let yourself have caring, kindness, and understanding for every part of them. Cherish the parts of them that make them happy and strong and wise. Care for the parts of them that give them struggle. Care for the parts of them they may have forgotten but have gone on to shape who they are. See the child within them. See the older version of them. See all the different chapters that have gone in, the experiences that have shaped them. Look at their whole self and every part of them. Give that part love and caring, support and understanding. And then take a really deep, strong breath. Remember the first person and the second person. And now bring to mind another dear friend. If you've gone through all of the very close friends, let yourself think of a good acquaintance. And then as you think of this person, just imagine after a little while, this same feeling of caring and wishing well, you'll have that for them. And just let yourself imagine right now, just giving them as a gift the wish for beautiful happiness and beautiful caring. And then I want you to look at them and remember the interactions you have with them. Maybe they make you laugh. Maybe you play games with them. Maybe they teach you. Maybe this person has cared for you, or supported you, or encouraged you. Maybe you've been lucky enough to be able to care for them or encourage them. Maybe this person teaches you things. Or maybe you go on adventures with them. Just see all the ways that this person enriches your world. And you could imagine the ways you enrich this person's world. And then take another deep, strong breath. And see those 3 people. And then let yourself meditate on all the kindness, caring, compassion that you've meditated on. And each breath you take, just imagine that feeling growing. My imagination right now is seeing it pulsing, getting bigger with each breath. Some people like to imagine it's like a glowing light in their heart that's just flowing out to those people. Some people like to think of it as feelings and habits in themselves that are getting more rich and more beautiful, and that will impact those people, and that will then impact other moments in that person's day, and will bring them more joy and more care, and will even go on to impact other people as they spread their care and kindness, and will go on to impact others. So just letting yourself feel this compassion in whichever way feels good for you, and each breath you take, just feel the beauty of growing compassion and kindness. It's beautiful for you. It feels good. It's inspiring. It's purposeful. It's lovely. Just let it grow. Each breath you take, you're meditating on growing this kindness and compassion in yourself and shining it out to others. So we've been focusing on those who are close to us. Next, I want you to take this caring kindness and just let yourself think of all of your other friends. You maybe also have more people that are very close to you. So think of all of them and all of your friends. And imagine just a wave of kindness, the same care and love just flowing through to all of them. And those that aren't that close to you, you could still wish for them that they feel loved, that they have people that are that close to them. Just wish for all of them to be cared for, to be okay, to be supported and encouraged. And imagine if you spent 10 minutes doing this every day, and every day it got more beautiful and richer and more vibrant, and you could tap into all these good feelings straight away and then make them even richer, and then the next day even richer. Just everyone in your life just filled you with love and care. And imagine sending that out to all of these people. And I definitely encourage you to do love and kindness meditation every day. What we've just done, just let it grow and spend time on other people in your life. And so you could imagine all your close friends. It's been a week and you've meditated on all of them, and it just feels just so lovely and beautiful. And you've shown it out to all of your other friends. You're just feeling kind and warm and patient and wonderful and understanding towards everybody. And then I invite you to expand your circle to acquaintances. Your friends who you shared more smiles with, they're sharing it with their friends. And see your kindness just shining out to everybody who would ever cross your path. An old grandma who you smile to as you walk past on the street. In the moment that your lives cross, the only moment you'll ever have together, the warmth in your hello that makes them feel wonderful for minutes or hours. Just let yourself feel the beauty of the love and the care that you can shine out to the world. And imagine if you'd been practicing this for weeks, how good it would feel. You are an ambassador for kindness and love in your community, even beyond your community. And then we're going to expand our circle out even wider. I invite you to imagine looking at a map of all the people in your life. Perhaps a lot of them are close to where you live. Perhaps they're scattered around the world. And then you see all the people around them. And then you see all the countries. And all the people. And as you think of all the people in the world, everybody, I ask you to ask yourself, do I want everyone to feel okay? Do I want everyone to feel cared for? And just reflect how beautiful it is that innately you have care for everybody. And pretty much everyone, if they stop and look, we all do. Let yourself just feel the beauty of that. And let it grow in you and in everybody. And then I invite you to expand your awareness even wider, beyond all the humans. Look at all the butterflies, and all the bunny rabbits, and the sheep, and the fish, and the eagles, and the kittens, and the lambs, and the chickens. As you just look at all of them, and just let the caring just flow. That I want them to all feel safe and cared for. And then I want you to imagine if every conscious being in the world knew that right now you were sending them love. And they're all looking at you and sending you back that love. As you look at yourself, give yourself love, care for you, encourage you, treat your thoughts and your moments as special and important. Be your own best friend. Be your own coach. Be your own enlightenment guru. May you be free from suffering. May you encourage yourself awesomely. May all of your creativity be used to design bliss and confidence and being your best possible self. Cherish you, love you. You're wonderful. You have the potential to be even more wonderful. Just let yourself be full of love and care and kindness in every moment. So staying in meditation, let's just take a few breaths to just remember this compassion meditation. We started with someone close to us. And perhaps you can just have those nice moments. You can let the caring grow. You can imagine them knowing that you're sending them care, and let that caring grow. You can look within them and feel understanding and kindness and patience and well-wishing. You can ask yourself questions. Do I want them to be okay? Do I want them to be free from suffering? Do I want them to know they're loved? Do I want them to know they're cared for? Do I want them to feel encouraged? You can remember ways that your relationship is great. How do you laugh or play or go on adventures? Maybe you do things I could never even think of. Feel the ways that they're special for you. And we expanded that out to all the people close in our life. And all of our friends. And all our acquaintances. And know that it'll expand out beyond the people that you give care to. They'll spread it to others. And then we expanded it out even further to all people and to all beings. And then you thought of yourself and practiced compassion for you. And now I invite you to imagine a world where everybody is practicing compassion for everybody, and where everybody has compassion for themselves. BG earlier mentioned a universe meditation, and sometime in the next few thousand years, humanity's going to spread to other planets. And whether it's this 1,000 years or the next 1,000,000 years, we're going to spread to other solar systems. And just realize how important it is for us to be a world that is full of love and caring before we spread. You are one of those ambassadors for love and caring. You are one of those people who can practice profound love and share that with others. And all of us together are making the humanity that the universe needs. May you be kind to everyone in your life. May you be kind to the butterflies. May you be considerate to nature. May you be kind to the kittens and the lambs. So I just feel like putting my hands on my heart. If you feel like that, or giving yourself a hug, or just for the last minute or two of the meditation, I just want you to remember, internalize, or do whatever you'd like with this compassion meditation. And when you're ready, you can stay in the meditation as long as you like. But when you're ready, I just invite you to look around at the other people here and imagine the beautiful moments that they had. And feel the care for each other, encouraging each other, supporting each other, cherishing each other. I want to tell every one of you that you're awesome, that you're here. And I care about you. And maybe you can also think what you'd like to say to the people here. And then when you're ready, if there's anything you'd like to share from the meditation, anyone can share now.
Oh boy. Yeah, there are a couple of people that I have thought through that compassion meditation. Oh boy. And one of them is my sister that I've only got to see 1 year ago. And she is probably she's probably like maybe 6 or 7. I don't know. I haven't got much time to spend with her. But the last time I ever got to see her was when she was still a baby. Her name was Kennedy, and she was the daughter of my father, who has became a drug addict. And I missed her terribly. But after several years away, after going to a graduation at my high school, I finally got to meet her face to face, also meeting her little sister. And I just missed everything. Good God. I missed being that big sister. Sorry. Yeah. I'm pretty sure she may be doing well now. And I give my wishes that she is. 'Cause, boy, do I still have love for that little baby girl.
Can you reach out to her and tell her?
I don't think I can, 'cause she's with my used to be stepmother, who has full custody of her, and I just don't think I can see her without having an immense hate for my stepmother. And I'm trying not to be hateful. I'm trying so hard.
Well, I hope you can find a way to call your sister or message her or somehow talk to her without having to see your stepmom. And I also hope that kindness meditation every day, after 3 or 4 weeks of making that feel so good, you'll also have the good feeling just overflowing. Then it will transform how you feel when you think of your old stepmother.
Thank you.
Hey Fluffy, that was so brave of you to share so much of that story. And the love you described for your little sister just felt so beautiful. So thank you so much. And I really hope you find a way to tell her. The few minutes of uncomfortableness talking to her mother, I think it's worth going through that to be able to tell your little sister that you love her and care about her.
Yeah.
And actually, if we go back to what we talk about with brain programming here so much, I want to just pop the idea in that you could imagine calling up, being super lovely to the stepmom, just because, and just getting to talk to your little sister. And wow, the 30 seconds with the stepmom was, you just made it lovely, just because. And then you get to talk to your little sister and have a good time. And I hope that seed, you just imagine that, and that seed blossoms.
Thank you, really. Thank you.
I hope your little sister gets to see the live stream of the story you just shared, because that was beautiful. Maybe you could send her a link to the timestamp of that.
Maybe.
Whew. That was a tough act to follow. Does anyone else want to share something? Zara Rin wrote in on the live stream. Thank you, NeoJex. So Zara, it's great to see you just pop up, and I'm just imagining you joining in the meditation. I didn't even know you were here. Makes me smile. So glad. Rumi, how was the meditation for you?
Well, I mean, this is, I have to say, probably my first time experiencing something like this. I just joined on a friend, and honestly, I gotta say, you probably have inspired me. I'm usually very kind to people in here that I meet on virtual reality, but I don't interact with people much outside of it, in the real place that exists out of here. So you may have inspired me to. You may have inspired me to be a little bit kinder to the people around me. Maybe spread some good feelings.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I hope you listen to this kindness meditation again. It's up on the YouTube channel. Do it every day for a month. To blow your mind. Yep.
Yeah.
And Django, we were talking about people in VR who are not so nice. Rumi here sounds like a nice person to hang out with in VR, so I'm going to add them as a friend.
Yeah.
All right. Should we all have a little love heart shower?
Yes.
Rumi, I'm glad I asked. Thank you so much for sharing. And we do this every week, so I'd love you to come again. Today we did a compassion meditation. Some weeks we talk about awesomeness and confidence. Some weeks we talk about focusing your mind or how to guide your consciousness. Some weeks we talk about feeling comfortable around people in different situations. We do all kinds of brain training. But ultimately, what I do it all for, I got to the point in the meditation today of like thinking about intergalactic humans and that we need to be a kind race before we spread through the universe. Like ultimately, everything that we do here is for your enlightenment. If I talk about being comfortable around people, I want you to be an awesome brain programmer, not just create feeling good around everybody, but know that, hey, you can design whatever ways of being that you want to be. These sessions are all about optimizing your mental empowerment and your creativity to be amazing. So even when I'm talking about something that's just practical, I want you guys to make it as epic as you can. Would anyone else like to share a moment or a thought or a feeling from our compassion meditation? Hey, welcome to everybody who just joined in VR. We just finished a compassion meditation that I thought was really beautiful. So, I've just asked anyone if they wanted to share their moment, how it was for them. Rita, have you changed your name and you haven't been here for a long time?
I did not change my name, no.
Oh.
My name's always the same. Plus, I do visit there every now and then, but honestly, I don't know why it keeps showing up, like, out of nowhere, like, at the end of, like, the sessions, because, like, sometimes I don't pay attention to the day, sometimes I get busy and then I just show up and it's like, darn,
Alright, sounds like Rita's had a busy day and we're all in like super chill meditation mode. So let's all just take a few deep breaths and let Rita like sink down into the chill mode with us. Everyone deep breath in. Imagine your whole body relaxing. And now imagine everybody here just spent 20 minutes thinking about their friends and caring about them and making the caring really beautiful. And now they're all sending that caring to Rita. And now everybody take another moment to make the caring even more beautiful and send it to yourself. Alright, and I want to encourage everyone again. Is there anything nice from your meditation? A nice feeling or a nice moment? It could be the smallest little thing that was sweet. Or it could be something really epic and wonderful. Or it could be just some way that your mind moved. Or something I said that you liked. Or something that you learned. I just invite you all to share, to relive. As we talk about it, we make it stronger in your mind. Stronger in your feelings. Fictional cat?
Yo, what happened? Oh,
I can hear you a little bit. Did you just say yo? Or did you try and say more?
no, I said yo.
Hey, yeah, now I can hear you fine. Hey.
Did you ask me a question? Sorry, I was.
I'd just love to hear how was the compassion meditation for you. And it's great to have you here. For anyone who doesn't know,
that's good.
Fictional Cat helps with this whole community and with the Discord behind the scenes. They do amazing things.
Very
So I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Oh boy.
How was the meditation for you, Fictional Cat?
That's good.
Hey, to those of you who just came in, please grab a seat. We just finished practicing kindness and caring for all our friends, and we let the feeling grow. And I've asked everyone just to share any moments they liked or any feelings that felt really good. How was it for you, BG? You asked for it.
Well, I gotta say I'm thankful they did touch on the universe one as well. But the compassion was definitely a work in progress for me because that stuff's completely new.
I'm so glad you said that, because when I first read about compassion meditation, I'd been angry and alone for a long time. And this book proposed that, where we got at the end of the meditation, a world where everyone was kind. And I was just thinking in terms of like brain programming, if everyone got angry and hateful like I was, or everyone got kind and compassionate, which world would I choose? And it was just so obvious that a world of kindness and caring would be better. And so I start the kindness caring meditation as like, pick someone you care about, and I'm like, who is that? And so I picked someone, but then trying to feel the caring feeling, I was like, okay, keep focusing, just try. Maybe in the first meditation there was like a millisecond of glimpse of like, oh yeah, I guess they're okay, I guess they help a little bit. And then a few days into it, I was like, oh yeah, no, I can feel that caring, I've grown it now. And then a week into it, I'm feeling it. And I'm also able to send it out to other people around that have been all right to me. And then 4 weeks in, I'm feeling the love for the whole universe like I just described to us. So I really encourage you to re-listen to the recording every day and let yourself imagine that these beautiful feelings, they'll be flowing bigger than you can imagine, sooner than you realize.
I accept your 30-day challenge, Neil.
Woohoo!
Oh my.
I'm going to go back to the video and find when this meditation started and share like the timestamp or a snippet of that meditation for everybody. All right, speaking of the time, I actually have to wrap up in just a minute. So to those of you who just arrived, maybe put it in your calendar 2 hours earlier every week. I hope the snippet that you got to experience was wonderful. To those of you who were here for the whole time, I love sharing this time with you. And as I said, my intention isn't just for you to have some peace or some compassion. I want to empower you that every moment you're creating to be awesome, that you shift your window of feelings into bliss and ecstasy and happiness and compassion and tranquility and equanimity, that you are empowered in every aspect of your consciousness. So I invite us all to finish with the dedication. The time you just spent.
Sorry, I'm not mentally stable with this. I'm going.
I want us to dedicate this time to people like that guy. The whole world needs more peace and happiness. And let's get so awesome at it that we can just share it in the way we say hi to somebody. That we share it in the ways that we're kind. That we think about how we shape our thoughts and our words, and we get so good at that we can share that by the way we talk about things. Dedicate. You become the master of your mind. You become like Neo, able to program yourself to be anything. That you practice compassion, to be compassion for all beings. That sometimes you bring yourself to tears because it's so beautiful. That you practice happiness, that you can laugh for hours without stopping from just the bliss that you're able to imagine. That you could... I went from an angry, alone person who hated themselves to being joy and love and compassion for all beings. If I can do that, you can be so amazing. Please dedicate everything you just learned to cherish it, grow it, and practice it. Be that ambassador for awesomeness. And if I said things today that sounded far out, like 2 hours of non-stop bliss by meditating on happiness, get excited. Let your imagination envisage it. I say it because I've done it hundreds and hundreds of times, and I want you to do it too. All right. So I got to go, everybody. Sending you lots of love. You're awesome. I hope you found today soothing.
You too.
Heartwarming, healing, inspiring, enlightening. And I will see you soon. And I encourage everybody who doesn't have to run, hang out and try and talk about the meditation. Talk about what you learned. Practice making it part of how you talk and how you socialize. Make it stronger. You guys are amazing, and I will see you soon. And Popcorn, Oliver, people on the live stream, you guys are great. Thank you for being here.